In this world, if you want to win in 21st century, you have to making sure that making other people powerful, empower others, making sure the other people better than you are, then you will be successful.
One of the investments you made is considered by many people to be the most successful investment in the history of mankind. You invested roughly $20 million in Alibaba, and at the time it went public, it was worth roughly $90 billion. So 20 million to 90 billion is a return of about 4,500%. Now, Jack Ma is a very distinguished individual now one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. What is it that made you feel this was worth putting in $20 million?
Well, he had no business plan and zero revenue, maybe 35, 40 employees. But his eyes was very strong eyes, strong, shining eyes. I could tell from the way he talked, the way he looked at, he has a charisma, he has a leadership. So his business model was wrong. It's the way he talked, the way he can bring young Chinese people following him.
1999, year 2000, and even at the Yahoo time, a lot of people say this Jack is crazy. He's doing something that we don't understand. Yeah, this is a crazy guy. I mean, I remember my first time in Time magazine, they call me Crazy Jack. And I think crazy is good. We are crazy, but we're not stupid.
20 years ago, I came to America. My first trip to America, to Seattle. And in Seattle, I found the internet. And then I came back and tell my friends that I'm going to open a company called Internet. I invited 24 of my friends. Had a 2-hour discussion. And finally, nobody understood, nobody supported me. We had a vote. 23 of them against me. They forget about it. There's no such kind of network called internet. Don't do it. There's only one person who said, Jack, I trust you. I don't know what that is, but if you want to try, go right ahead, try it. Because you're still young. At that time, I was 30 years old. So I started my business without knowing anything about computer, without knowing anything about business. I started my first company, my wife and I, and a schoolmate.
The first 2-3 years for Alibaba was a disaster. We did not have a business model. People in China did not believe internet. People did not believe e-commerce.
It was so difficult. I called myself like a blind man riding on the back of blind tigers. Jumping around for the past 20 years. I survived today. For the first 3 years, life was really bad. I remember I tried to borrow $3,000 from the banks. It took me 3 months asking any friends I know to borrow the money and failed. And everybody said Jack is telling a lie because there's no such network called internet, 1996. So one day, later 1996, China was connected to the internet. I invited 10 media friends to my apartment. I want to tell them I'm not telling a lie. There is a network called internet. We waited 3 hours and a half to download the first picture. But at least it proved that I was not telling a lie. I remember when we tried to help our small business to sell online. Nobody want to sell because nobody come to buy. So first week, we have 7 employees. We buy and sell ourselves. The second week, somebody start to sell on our website. We buy everything they sell. We have 2 rooms full of things we bought for no use, all garbage for the first 2 weeks, in order to tell people that it works. It was not easy. Since 1995 to 1999, we failed. We go nowhere our business because nothing was ready. In 1999, I invited 18 friends of mine who came to my apartment. We decided to do it again. We called the name Alibaba.com. And we want to focus on helping small business. We believe China, we don't have a lot of big companies. We have so many small business. And small business, it's so difficult for them to survive. If we can use the internet as a technology to help small business, it will be fantastic. So we start saying, if America is good at helping big companies, just like America is good at making basketball, we should play ping pong in China. We should help the small guys. And we should not helping small guys to save cost, because small business know how to save the cost. But small business should learn how to make money. So our business is focusing, helping small business to make money online. Nobody believed that Alibaba could survive because people say you are free, you're tiny, and especially when we talk about when we IPO, people say, oh, you are Alibaba, you are e-commerce, you're like Amazon. Because in American points of view, Amazon probably is the only business model for e-commerce. But no, we are different. The difference between us and Amazon is that we do not buy and sell, but we help small business to buy and sell. We have 10 million small business on our site, buy and sell every day. We sell, our revenue our sales last year was $390 billion US. And this year, possibly, we are going to be bigger than Walmart globally. In China, e-commerce is a lifestyle. Young people of a minimum, they're using e-commerce to exchange ideas, they communicate, they build up the trust, they build up the record. It's just like a Starbucks. You never go to Starbucks to test how wonderful coffee is. It's a lifestyle. And this is how internet e-commerce is changing China. My vision is that in 10, 20 years, anywhere, you buy anywhere, sell anywhere. Philippine people can buy salmon on Norway. Norwegian people can sell things to Argentina. Argentina can buy and sell to China. This is how the internet is going to change. And lastly, I want to say, we have changed China. We feel proud of that. And we think that the power of change is so powerful. The first revolution of technology, we have the organization of business called a factory. The second revolution, energy, we have the organization called companies, and have the Second World War. This time, internet, the data, and I think we have a new business called platform. And the Third World War is going to happen. And this war is not between nations. This war we work together against the disease, the poverty, the climate change. And I believe this is our future. The human being, the nation should unite together. Rely on the young people, using not the guns, using computers, using the data to solve the human problem, solve the society problems. And this is what I'm passionate about. It's not about the money, it's about the dreams. It's not only the technology changing the world, it's the dreams you believe that change the world.
Everybody is made unique and different. So you must have a unique and different way. A lot of people today have a lot of complaints. Say, I don't have opportunity. I complained a lot when I was young and suddenly realized complaint does not solve any problem. Where the opportunity always in the place where people complain. There are so many opportunities in the world, in this world, because there are so many complaints. If you can solve the complaint, one of the complaints, that's the opportunity. I think young people, if my advice to be an entrepreneur, don't be scared of failure, of setbacks, and don't give up. Right? I want to say is that if there's a book I want to write, is Alibaba 1001 mistakes. You have gone through so many tough experiences, and that will make you different. That's what my life.
而今天，我想把大家请过来，跟大家共同探讨以后至少5年、10年我们要做的事情。那么阿里巴巴我们将做成怎么样？我想，从黄页的时候我就提过，黄页所要瞄准的对象不是国内站，而是国际站。我们所有的竞争对手不在于中国，而在于美国的硅谷。如果说第一，我们把阿里巴巴定位，就把它作为国际站点，我们不要把它定位是国内站点。第二个呢，我想就是我们要学会硅谷人的一种拼劲。如果说我们是早上8点钟下班，8点钟上班，5点钟下班，这个不是搞高科技啊，这个绝对不是我们阿里巴巴能成功。如果说我们有这种精神，反正我上班了，就是8点钟上班，5点钟下班了 ，OK， 赶紧去其他地方。人家美国人强就强他的硬件，强就强他的系统建设，这方面确实比你糟。但是玩信息玩软的，中国人的脑袋绝不比人家差。我们在座的所有的人的脑袋绝不比任何人差。这就是我们敢跟美国人斗的劲，我们绝对敢斗。如果我们是好的 team、好的团队，我们自己知道我们想做什么，我们想干些什么的时候，我相信我们是可以一党输。我们能够赢政府机构，我们能够赢其他很多的民营企业、大的这种企业的时候，凭的是我们的精神、我们的意识、我们的创新概念，以及我们这种拼劲才能去斗。否则的话，跟他们有什么区别呢？谁都知道 ，Internet 是个泡沫。我刚才讲的危机感就是 Internet 这个泡沫现在越来越，什么时候破？然后呢，把股票掉了，eBay 股票会涨。那么有一天 eBay 股票涨了以后，可能阿里巴巴社区的股票涨，所以不要担心。我觉得 Internet 这个梦不会破，这个泡沫不会破。我们为后面3、5年所付出的代价是非常惨重的，只有这样的惨重的代价，才会赢得我们未来的取得的成功。